Hey guys, it's Derek with Molo Therapy, where movement you love is therapy, and today we're going to be talking about golfer's elbow or medial epicondylitis. That's where you have pain on the inside of your elbow. A lot of people are getting diagnosed with this, and it's typically classified as an itis. People tell you, oh, there's just some inflammation on the inside of your elbow, but that is not always true. If you had an incident where you got hit or something started flaring up, it's usually an itis for maybe the first week or so. But after that, we're actually going to attribute that pain mostly to just collagen degrading. And so that means that your tissue cannot handle load properly anymore. And so our therapeutic response is no longer let's dampen the inflammation, but actually let's prepare the tissues to handle load again. And so what we need to look at is the wrist flexors. And so everything on the palm side all the way up your arm, most of these muscles are coming and they're attaching to the ulnar side, right in here where the medial epicondylitis or golfer's elbow pain is. And they call it golfer's elbow because most people that play golf have this pain. You don't have to play golf to get golfer's elbow. A lot of people, whether you're a mechanic, you sit all day and you type, if you just have bad wrist mobility, even bad shoulder mobility can impact the elbow. And all these issues meet, a lot of it's repetitive and overuse, but it could also be underuse. Regardless, here's two things we're going to do to try and help. If it is a tendinosis, which is like a chronic collagen degrading issue instead of a tendonitis, we want to lengthen the tissues first before we load them. And so with tendons, it's always a good option to lengthen. That kind of like prepares it before you load it to help in the rehab process. So a good way to do it is a little wrist flexor stretch. So I have my hands, I'm in tabletop position. I have my fingertips pointing towards me. And what I'm going to do is sink back with my elbows straight as far as I can until my wrist pops off the ground, my palm. And so I'm trying to sit back as much as I can. And as soon as I hit that in range, I'm going to hold and I'm going to inhale, squeeze my fingers into the ground, exhale, relax. I'm going to do about 2 minutes holding there or about 30 big breaths. If you do have golfer's elbow or any wrist pain, you might experience a little pain while doing this. You don't have to be on the ground to do it. You could be on a table, just put your hand on it, straighten it out, and just go back like that, even on a chair. But you're just trying to extend your wrist and stretch those tissues out for roughly 2 minutes, or again, 30 breaths. Then when you're done with that, we're going to load it eccentrically. So we're stretching the tissues while exerting force. So get in tabletop position again, except this time we're going to use our fingers and we're going to lift up like this and then lower down. And this might look like I'm using my core to do this, but I really am pushing as hard as I can with my fingers, lifting up. My shoulders are staying where they're at. And then I lower back down. Lift up. I'm usually doing about 5 to 10 reps, but 2 reps prescribed. And then I come back down. Then, right after, you can stretch again if they're feeling a little crampy or stiff. And then reassess. And hopefully, by now, your golfer's elbow is feeling a little bit better. But these are things you can do every day to start helping with wrist flexor issues if that chronic stiffness is causing that golfer's elbow pain. So, hope that helps. We'll see you on the next one.